Johnson heads to the bucket. Layup. Johnson. Good.
All right, welcome everybody. It's another episode of Talkin Sports with me, Chris Powers. We've got lots to talk about today. You know, for some, for collegiate athletics, it's busy. But for us, it's not as busy. Football seems to be busy for media. For the spring sports, it's not as busy. I know you got basketball and baseball that intertwine, but collegians have stuff like bowling, track and field, stuff like that, all kind of softball. Baseball, all the sports going on, women and men's basketball. But for us media people, this is kind of the slower time of the year with that. But what brings it in, what's great, was World Baseball Classic. And last night was a classic. It was. It was just great. It was 2-0 for the longest time. And after that, Bryce Harper tied it with a 2-run homer. But then in the ninth inning, Venezuela came back, got the run they needed, and won the game. It seemed that the fans, the players, and the country wanted more than we did, especially for 7 innings of the game. After 7 innings, when we got up to the 8th inning, it seemed like, wait a minute, we could lose this again. We want to win this. Let's come back and win this. And I don't know, but unfortunately we didn't win it. And it's crazy. We invented the sport. We perfected the sport, but right now it just seems like so many Venezuelans, all kinds of different, other Spanish players are playing in the game, just like basketball. When's the last time an American won the MVP in NBA? Long time. Look it up. You'll be shocked. You'll be massively shocked over it. So when you're doing things like that and you're going over it, and you're looking at, okay, baseball in America, we had a great roster. We did. Well, I'm going to talk about that in a minute. We had a great roster. My question is, was that Venezuela baseball team, was that the offensive line baseball team for football? Man, they were big guys. But they could play ball. They could pitch the ball. They were running. And notice how, Jonathan, your kids played baseball. Notice where it almost brought you back to Little League baseball. When I played Little League baseball and all that stuff way back in 100 years ago when Babe Ruth played. When there was a routine fly ball, they were like waving everybody off like, get away. I don't know, like, goodness gracious, just a routine fly ball, bro. Chill out. Yeah. Now, right fielder Aaron Judge, very good baseball player. But for years, I've criticized, I've picked on Yankee fans that Judge don't seem to show up. He's not Mr. October like Reggie Jackson was. He don't show up when it comes to postseason, when it comes to this. 4 bats last night. 4 bats last night for Aaron Judge. He struck out 3 times. The other one was a grounder to third base. 3 strikeouts last night. And he wasn't the only one. Schwarber and Terang were the only players to bat over 300 in this whole tournament. The whole tournament, they batted over 300. That's it. Only 2 Major League Baseball players. Now, they're all hoping to be able to play for America again in the Olympics. The Olympics have not decided if they're going to let Major League Baseball players participate in the 2028 Los Angeles Olympics. It'll be interesting to see if that happens. I'll watch it. I enjoyed this tremendously. Will it be as good? I don't know. But I enjoyed it. Former LSU player Paul Skeens was the second player to sign up. After Aaron Judge signed, he signed immediately. And then other pitchers started following and other players started following. Because when you think about it, it's harder for a pitcher because you're getting ready for the season. You've been in spring training, and the season starts this month. The season starts this month. So you have to be careful on not over-pitching. Pitch 3 innings and that's it, get out. But even then, you could have some damage to your arm. So I don't know. But he's definitely pulling for the U.S. team, and he's pulling for his LSU team. Let's talk about the World Baseball Classic first. Jonathan, your thoughts, man? It was unbelievable last night. Like I said, you see the Venezuelans when they get a routine fly ball to center field. They're waving everybody off, like everybody, all 9 players were rushing to try and tackle him for the ball. And my goodness, those Venezuelan guys, whatever they eat, they don't miss any meals. I don't either. They look like the offensive line. Every one of them were big. The coach was big and everything. But guess what? They won.
Yep. Now, well, first of all, Chris, I really enjoyed the World Baseball Classic more than years in the past. And probably this year I had a little more pride in it. Not only because everything that's going on in the world and USA representing in baseball, the game that was our national pastime, but Paul Skeens, former LSU starter, and how special of a young man that guy truly is. Patriot first, thought he was going to be a soldier, but ended up this pitching thing kind of worked out for him. And right now he's the best pitcher on the planet. So it's hard not to feel a sense of pride for Paul Skeens. And, yeah, Alex Bregman at third, Louisiana. And then, look, you had Aaron Nola pitching for the Italian team. A lot of Louisiana flavor all over the World Baseball Classic. All these guys truly wanted to win it. Tip your cap to Venezuela. They had a lot of guys that this meant the world to. All the coaching staff was balling like little babies on the field after, tears of joy. Miguel Cabrera obviously was super excited after. It was just a great baseball tournament by the best players in the world, and they all truly were playing more than just for – when you get down to the World Series, these games absolutely matter, and all these guys are locked in, emotionally, physically, but mentally, they are on every pitch. And to be at that level in the major leagues, you are truly a special specimen, great athlete. So for them to care this much about a tournament and that everybody wanted to win it, and, you got to tip your cap to the great pitcher in Venezuela. No one on USA's team really had a good game at the plate. No. A lot of offers, not only Aaron Judge, but to bring it down to Bryce Harper tying it up in the 8th and then giving it up in the 9th, you just got to tip your cap. That Dominican Republic team is going to go down as one of the best teams ever created on a roster. All those all-stars playing 1 through 9. I mean, Julio Rodriguez was a 9-hole hitter. And for Paul Skeens to, one run that team, that truly was special. I enjoyed it. Looking forward to the next one. Like you said, I don't know what the Olympics is going to look like, but if it's anything like this World Baseball Classic, you can count me in. Yeah,
I think because I think Olympic officials have to look at this and see. I'm sure the TV ratings are going to be outrageous, and I'm thinking that, okay, when they see the ratings, they're going to probably say, okay, Major League Baseball players are going to participate in this in the Olympics. If they're going to let NFL players, why not let Major League Baseball players
Great point.
So, I mean, it'd be interesting to see. Obviously, Paul Skeens, Alex Bregman pulling for LSU baseball, who's been in a tailspin and ain't getting out, at least right now. They've lost 2 out of 3 to unranked Vanderbilt in Week 1 of the SEC Weekend Series. LSU, for the first time since 2024, is out of the USA Today poll. Out. They're gone. They're also out of the D1 NCAA baseball poll and the Baseball America poll. They're not. They might be in the Turkey Creek Gazette poll. I don't know. LSU, it's not going to get any easier. They got to play against number 8 Oklahoma this weekend in a 3-game set. Oklahoma comes into town. They're playing pretty good baseball. LSU is at home. Hopefully they can do something. Now, against Vandy, LSU numbers look like this. LSU ranked 6th in batting. That's great. 267, not bad. It's not great, but it's better than middle of the pack, so it's good. LSU scored 31 runs in 3 games. That's pretty damn good. That's very good, actually. 31 runs. Problem? They let Vanderbilt score 33. Vanderbilt outscored them by 2 runs this whole weekend. They're 6th with 27 hits. That's good. I like that. They only had 2 home runs. We talked about that at the beginning of the season. Who's going to be their home run king? And right now, nobody's stepping up. 2 home runs, but they had 26 RBIs. That's pretty good. But here's the problem. The 2 problems that we've been telling them that's killing them. The fielding percentage and the pitching. 4 errors against LSU this weekend. 4. With a fielding percentage of .959, that is 14th in the SEC. 14th. And that's just a conference participant, which means only 3 games. Pitching is still bad. Jonathan, we had 11.07 ERA.
Yep. Yep. Not one pitcher under 3.
I mean, unbelievable. 16th in the SEC. That's dead last.
Yep.
29 hits against us. 29. Conference high, 8 home runs against us. Vanderbilt had 8 home runs against us. That is the highest. Vandy batted .274 against LSU, which is the 5th worst in the SEC. Now, Jonathan, you're always Mr. Positive when it comes to LSU baseball.
Yep.
I want to see you put this Jimmy Swaggart spin on this, buddy. What in the hell's going on with LSU baseball? Are you panicking? I'm sure you're going to say no. What is going on, brother?
No, panic is certainly not the word, Chris. There are signs of concern. There's multiple. I mean, there's a lot of areas that need to improve. You start with starting pitching. Way too many walks. LSU's already close to 100 walks on the season. The pass balls, the wild pitches, the hit by batters, that's all free bases. Mm-hmm. Coach Jay Johnson treats that as turnovers. But if you look back to the Friday game, 22 walks between both teams. It was very ugly, sloppy on both sides, but LSU did not have an error recorded. Now, you maybe count the pass balls as errors, but it doesn't go down on the score sheet. So 0 errors for LSU. You lose it on the last pitch of the game on a walk-off home run. Yeah. Gavin Guidry, who had a spotless 8th. I mean, he was on fire and then just missed his spot, went to the middle of the plate. And I don't really get caught up too much on rankings. LSU was number 2 preseason, which, I mean, a lot of these guys were new. They're proving that they're still trying to learn their role. So I'm not really discouraged or encouraged this early in the SEC schedule by the rankings. The good thing about playing in the SEC is you start winning some weekend series, your ranking will quickly go up.
Yeah.
Like I said, start pitching has to get better. The timely hitting, I think, will get better. I think Jake Brown might be the best player in the country right now. The guy offensively dropping bombs, one of the best base runners on the team, and he makes diving catch in the outfield. There's a lot to be encouraged about for LSU, but there's also you see a lot that can be improved upon on tape. And don't worry, Jay Johnson is still the best coach in America, and he knows his team needs him right now, and he's going to go double extra overtime in the lab, watching tape, getting his pitchers ready, from wind-ups to how they warm up. He's going to have him and Coach Nate Yeske a very meticulous plan on how to improve. And I promise you that's what Coach Jay Johnson's thinking right now. He's not thinking, oh, this season's over. There's 27 SEC games left, and LSU is a defending champs. Every team you play is going to get up against you, mentally lock in every pitch against you, and it's time that LSU has to show that they're ready to take the next step. Look, this Grambling game was a must-win, and I blame LSU for making me miss some of that WBC final last night. Look, no lead has been safe this year, so I had to keep jumping back and forth to the YouTube TV, just to make sure LSU would keep Grambling State at bay. So, there's a lot that needs to be improved, Chris, but I'm certainly not panicked. There's clear ways to improve for this team, and I think they have the right guy in Coach Jay Johnson to get that done.
Let me help you, Jonathan. You see this? It's an iPad.
Yeah.
Have the iPad on one and have the other one on the other.
Yeah, my man. But, Chris, 3 kids in the house, 2
Oh,
under 10.
okay, never
yeah,
mind.
no, they got the iPads, brother.
No, never mind. That's right. And for the first time, it's going to be interesting, for the first time this year, that the SEC will go to a 16-team SEC tournament with a single elimination.
Yep.
So I like that in a way because I've never liked the SEC tournament where it starts single elimination, then double elimination, then single elimination again.
Right.
Because remember that year we were undefeated.
Yep.
Florida had lost a game.
Yep.
We played the SEC championship. Florida wins, and it's over.
Right.
No.
Yep.
That is stupid. Again, that's as bad as, I don't know, I get a better dart tournament at the local bar and with a better format than that.
Yep.
So, no, I didn't like that at all. I like it better now, at least a single elimination tournament throughout the tournament. I like that. All right, we come back. We're talking LSU and Southern University women's basketball. The only 2 teams in the state make the tournament. They're playing this week. We'll talk about that when we come back as we continue talking sports with me, Chris Powers, also Shane Bieber. No, I'm picking. Shane, I was telling Jonathan earlier, he looked on Major League Baseball 25. He looks just like Shane Bieber on the video version of it. And you had a bad season, I'll tell you, Shane or Jonathan. You started off bad. You're a 2-time Cy Young Award winner, but come on, man. You're giving up too many home runs. I'm just joking with you. He might be able to. If you file a lawsuit, at least I get 10% finder's fee, right?
There you go.
All right, but no. Also, Marty's in the house. We'll continue right here. Is Talking Sports with me, Chris Powers, right here on Pelican Sports TV.
We're a nation of hardworking Americans, and businesses will always be the lifeline of this great country. As a business owner, you understand the importance of your reputation. In times of uncertainty, you need a real lawyer who's serious about protecting you and your business. You need a problem solver. You need the law firm of Clayton and Fouger. Tony Clayton is a proven trial lawyer. He'll defend you and your business to the fullest extent of the law. Protect your investment and call the law firm of Clayton and Fouger today.
Hi, I'm Pro Football Hall of Famer Marshall Faulk, and we're standing here in the Tony Clayton Center, and I just want to let you know, if you're involved in any accident, please call my friend Tony Clayton, 344-7000. That's 344-7000.
For a lot of people, going to the dentist brings anxiety. It can feel cold, rushed, even intimidating. We get it. That's why we built something different. We take the time, we listen, we know your name and your story, because you're more than just a patient. Your family. You don't have to dread the dentist. You just need the right one. Call or visit FougerFamilyDentistry.com to schedule.
Live and play on the fairway at Greystone Golf and Country Club, a serene, challenging golf destination located in Denham Springs. For tee times and membership opportunities, go to GreystoneCountryClub.com.
All right, welcome back, everybody. And, of course, NCAA basketball, March Madness this year. Is it the same as it always is, do you think? Tournament brackets are so popular. The only problem is we'd get people in the office pool that did tournament brackets who don't know anything about college basketball would pick a team because they have the prettiest jerseys. And they win! And they would win! So I never go by those tournament brackets. You obviously love to do one. I haven't done one yet. Don't know if I will. It starts, it started last night. Can you believe Texas was in a play-in game? Texas, University of Texas. That's how far they've dropped. But you want to sort of drop, how about LSU men's team? They really dropped. They don't even get a play-in game. But anyway, LSU Lady Tiger basketball team ranked number 2 seed in the Sacramento region. They host the first round against Jacksonville. That'll be the first 2 rounds, starts on Friday, and will play again on Sunday. They could play Texas Tech or Villanova on the next round. Then could be Duke or Baylor in the next round. And then for the second year in a row, if they make it that far to the Elite Eight, they would play UCLA. UCLA beat them last year in the Elite Eight and went on, but they hosted the event in Los Angeles, though, and they would go on. Whoever wins that goes on to the Final Four. Final Four this year is in Phoenix, Arizona. I mean, I wonder if, I guess the arena, the New Orleans arena, or the Smoothie King arena, has been termed as, outdated. So maybe that's why we're not getting any Final Fours anymore. We're supposed to have one in 2020, but COVID knocked it out, knocked the whole season out. So we didn't have another one after that, of course. But anyway, they're good players that step up in big games. Their good players have to step up in big game. They just have to. I told you last week that Johnson and Williams in the 3 of the 4 losses hadn't scored over 15 points between the both of them. That ain't going to work. That ain't going to work. If that happens, that ain't going to work. Now, Fulwiley leads the team with 14.6 points per ball game. She's stepping up. She is getting hot at the right time. She didn't look good against South Carolina here in Baton Rouge, but she looked good when they played them again in the SEC tournament, and she's looked good. She's very fast with the basketball. Comes off the bench, does great. Floje Johnson's at 13.8 points per ball game, and Williams, who has a smooth shot. But when she gets nervous, she misses the whole goal. I mean, she has a very beautiful shot. Just play the game. 13.6 points per ball game. But this is where Kim Mulkey said, their bigs set up good guard play. That's the way college basketball is now. Your bigs have to set up good guard play. So that's why Joner and Knox Joyner and Knox better have some big games coming up. Rebounding, which LSU was the number 1 rebounding team in the SEC, but points down low. They got to be able to get those points down low. And that's all what it said. Again, I think the biggest problem for LSU is that they choke. They get flustered and they choke. Now, they won't choke against these other teams. They'll beat Baylor if they play Baylor. I think they beat Duke already this year. Duke used to be a perennial top 5 team all the time. Never won a national title. And, well, women's, I think, did. Because women and men's one time won both. But they haven't been relevant in a while. So I don't see a problem for LSU at all until they get to UCLA. UCLA is like UConn and UCLA. They're right neck and neck. UConn lost 0 games. UCLA has lost 1 game. However, some say UCLA don't have that same schedule as other teams do, like especially the SEC. So, and this is the deepest team LSU Lady Tigers have ever had. But again, the problem is this. They choke. They were lucky that Texas choked when they came here and they beat Texas here in Baton Rouge in the PMAC. And their top scorer was missing so many shots, she was on the bench at that time. So I don't know. I mean, LSU is their own worst problem. Jonathan, what are your thoughts about the Lady Tigers' chances of getting to the Final Four in Phoenix, Arizona?
Oh, well, Final Four is going to be tough, Chris, but congratulations to Coach Kim Mulkey and that group for getting the number 2 seed, which is the highest Coach Kim Mulkey said in her 5 years, which what a 5 years. I mean, she's hosted games in the tournament each of the last 5 years, and they won a national championship. So
as number 3 seed.
Definitely, yeah, exactly. Definitely had a lot of success not having a number 2 seed. So I think, like you said, if the big-time players step up in these big-time games, they have a shot to beat anybody. If Flaugier gets hot, I mean, there's just nobody that physically can match up with her athleticism on whatever roster they're playing. She can get to the hoop. If she can start making her shots early in the game and really get hot, get into a rhythm, and her and Michaela Williams can kind of work that mid-range to 3-point game, and then, feed the bigs, LSU is a problem. They're very deep. They rotate a lot of bodies in, especially down low, so they're able to be physical, spread out fouls, and they love to run. They're very athletic. So if they get hot, who knows how far they can go. I don't think they expected to be in a championship or the year they won it all. So you never know how it's going to play out. That's the best thing about March Madness. It always comes down to the end and who's going to make the plays in the crunch key situations and just score enough points to survive. I'm looking forward to it. I'm glad Coach Kim Mulkey's group gets to host a couple more games in Jacksonville, and we'll see what happens from there. But I know Coach Kim Mulkey's taking it 1 game at a time. Look, we're not sure how much longer Coach Kim Mulkey has
I know.
As a coach.
I hate that.
You want to make these runs count, especially when you have a very talented team. A lot of money's went into this roster, and they have a lot invested. They have a great crowd every time they take the floor at the PMAC. So wish them the best of luck, and I think they have a chance certainly to go as far as the Big 2 will take them.
Yeah, no doubt. And also Fulwiley.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
no disrespect to Fulwiley. Yep.
Fast.
Yep.
It's not even funny, man. I mean, how fast as she is with the ball and lays it up is just mind-boggling. I mean, there may be some guys that couldn't handle her. I mean, she is that quick. Not you, Jonathan. Marty for sure can handle her.
Shane Bieber lay that lockdown.
There you go, knocking it down. See that we're on the same page here. Southern Lady Jaguar basketball for the 2nd year in a row has made the NCAA tournament, and 3 out of 4. Coach Funches is a great coach at Southern. I'm telling you, that guy knows how to coach, man. Knows how to coach. They play Samford in the first round of the bracket in South Carolina. They're all there now. That'll be tomorrow. And then the winner of that takes on South Carolina. Now, last year, Southern won the play-in game. So will they do it again? Samford's pretty good. We're going to look at them in a moment. Demaya Porter leads the team, Lady Jags, with 9.7 points per ball game. She's pretty good. I like her a lot. Zara Hurston, 8 points a ball game. She's the best athletic talent on this team. Sometimes, though, she gets a little bit out of it, head case sometimes, that I wish she would be better because she has a great shot. She misses them, though. You got to understand what I mean by that is that head case, a lot of some players think they got to make every shot. And what I've told her before, I said, who's your favorite basketball player? She said Michael Jordan, which shocked me. Her era usually picks LeBron James. And I said, did Michael Jordan go 100% every game? Did Michael Jordan go 100% any game? No. You're going to miss shots. I don't care who you are. You're going to miss shots, period. You ought to see how many shots I missed at the Sicilian Fest last weekend and trying to get that big stuffed animal for a friend of mine's daughter. I missed a lot. Now, the ball is as big as a BB. No, the goal is as big as a BB, and the ball is big as a beach ball. But other than that, you know. But anyway, she's very good. I think she could be very talented if she gets her head right, and she could be a big player on this team. Jalea Reed averages 7.8 points per ball game. That's her 3. Their defense is key to this team, though. They have a shutdown defense that will shut you down. Southern was the second-best defense in the SWAC, allowing opponents only 59.1 points per ball game. That's very low. 59.1. They were the 4th best against the field goal percentage at 39%. Opponents only hit 39% of their shots. Number 1 versus three-point shots at 26%. But Sanford comes in averaging 60.2 points per ball game, 39% shooting from the field, 74% from the free throw line, and 33% from downtown. Now, here's the problem, though. Southern University ladies shoot 60% from the free throw line. Actually, 59.9, which is still 60%. That ain't going to get it done. They shot better in the SWAC tournament, but that ain't going to get it done. In NCAA tournament on road games, you got to be able to hit your free throws. If you don't, you're in trouble. You got to hit your free throws. Because I'm telling you this, if I was an opposing coach, I'd do the hack-a-shack on a bunch of them. I'd foul all of them. You got to win at the free throw line. Go ahead and knock it out. You got to win at the free throw line. That would be my strategy. Got to hit the free throws. Got to hit the free throws. So I'm hoping that the Lady Jags will do well tomorrow. They play. We're taping this show on Wednesday. It's tomorrow they play against Sanford on ESPN2. They win that. They play South Carolina. Wow. And which is number 1 seed in the Sacramento region. All right, when we come back, we're talking Saints. They making moves all over the place. How good were the moves? What did their draft look like? We'll look at all that when we come back right here as we're talking sports with me, Chris Powers. Jonathan and Marty's in the house back after this on Pelican Sports TV.
You can't smell it, but you can almost taste it. And whether it's for a family get-together or a game day feast, having Manda in the mix always sounds good. For 3 generations, their quality meats and original seasonings have made Manda a Louisiana legend and made their family sausage Louisiana's family sausage. Manda Fine Meats, the flavor says it all.
We're a nation of hardworking Americans, and businesses will always be the lifeline of this great country. As a business owner, you understand the importance of your reputation. In times of uncertainty, you need a real lawyer who's serious about protecting you and your business. You need a problem solver. You need the law firm of Clayton and Fouget. Tony Clayton is a proven trial lawyer. He'll defend you and your business to the fullest extent of the law. Protect your investment and call the law firm of Clayton and Fouget today.
Hi, I'm Pro Football Hall of Famer Marshall Faulk, and we're standing here in the Tony Clayton Center, and I just want to let you know, if you're involved in any accident, please call my friend Tony Clayton, 344-7000. That's 344-7000.
All right, welcome back, everybody. As we're talking sports with me, Chris Powers. Marty's in the house. Jonathan in the house. The Saints making moves and not making moves. Cam Jordan is not happy with the negotiations with the team. Is Cam Jordan still good? Yeah, he got 10.5 sacks. Led the team in sacks. Okay. But is it because Granderson on one side or maybe Chase on the other side that made him that good? Do I go back to the Pat Swilling and Ricky Jackson debate when they were double-teaming Ricky Jackson and Pat Swilling was making all pros and stuff like that, but then he goes to Detroit, doesn't do well. He goes to the Raiders, don't do well. Game film don't lie. So they're seeing something on game film, which I've been seeing for the last 3 years, that Cam Jordan is not the same Cam Jordan. So if you're asking for this kind of money for this kind of play, no, I wouldn't give it to you either. I'm sorry. I love you to death. Thank you so much for being a part of the community like you were. Thanks for being a great player like you were. But it don't make sense to sign you for this amount of money when you're playing like this. Because this year you might still be playing like this. Next year you might be playing like that, way down here, not even seen on the screen. So that's what there's a problem. Now, edge rushers are needed big time. They get around a lot quicker than the defensive tackles now. And if you remember, back in the days, the edge rushers were linebackers. They weren't defensive ends. They were linebackers, Pat Swilling and Ricky Jackson. I played that when I played high school. I was a linebacker, outside linebacker that played right there on the line. I didn't get down to the three-point stand. I immediately rushed to the quarterback. That was my job. Or if I felt it was going to be a pass situation on a slant or whatever, I had to back up and cover my 10-yard zone. But anyway, so the Saints will be looking for edge rushers. Believe it or not, word is they're going to be looking for edge rushers. So that pretty much means they've moved on. I mean, they're hoping that he comes to his senses and agrees to a decent contract. But I think the Saints have moved on. And I can't blame them. As much as I've loved Cam Jordan being a great community guy, great player, it's just done. I mean, no. Again, you got to drop your deal. Now, he's looking out for his family. I understand. You're looking out for your family. You want as much money as you can. Is another team going to give them that? Yeah, possibly. But I think they're going to lose. I think they're going to lose. Do I see an end to this? No. Unless Mickey Loomis or his capologist, and it's not Mickey Loomis, it's somebody under Mickey, comes up with an unbelievable plan. No, I don't foresee this working. I don't. Because the Saints have 8 picks in 6 rounds they got to pick for. 8 picks. They have round 1, pick 8. They have round 2, number 10. They have round 3, number 9. Round 4, 32 and 36. Round 5, 10 and 32. Round 6, 9. So that's 8 picks. Now, I think that they have an opportunity to trade some picks to get either higher draft pick or to move up in the draft pick or maybe a veteran that they can trade for. I'll give you 2 picks for this guy that's on your team. That's an all-pro or close to an all-pro. That's a possibility. The way I look at it, I think the Saints need wide receivers, number 1. Number 2, offensive line. You can never have enough offensive line. Yeah, they got Edwards. I like that pick. I like that free agent signing. Are they still there yet? It's going to be interesting. Are they still there at offensive line? You never are. Have them fight for the best person wins. That's how Bill Parcells always did it. You could be an all-pro one year. You're going to be competing for your job the next year. I don't care who you are. You're competing for your job. That keeps them going. And obviously offensive line number 2. I think linebacker number 3. We'll see what happens with that. We've lost Demario Davis, and I think Demario wouldn't have been as good anyway. We have Ellis that signed back from Atlanta. I love his work ethic. Is he an all-pro? Get DBs and get defensive linemen. The defensive tackles are not getting enough sacks. They're not. And we need that to change. Your DBs, just like offensive linemen, you can never get enough DBs, ever. So that's going to be an interesting thing the way that happens. This draft will be huge for the Saints, and it'll be huge for Mickey Loomis. Those 2 right there. It's going to be huge for them. Now, here are the grades I give them for free agents. Offensive guard, David Edwards, I give him an A-. He's good. He's been good at Buffalo. He's been good everywhere he's been. I give him an A- for that and could be moving up. ATN, which is not the proper way to say it, and I don't even still know, and I'm a Cajun. I'm from Ville Platte, Louisiana, and still don't know how the hell you say his last name, really, the way he said it in the press conference the other day. I give him a B+. Now, 4 seasons, he has over 1,000 yards in 3 of those 4 seasons and 25 touchdowns, and he can also receive out of the backfield. But we have Kamara for that too. So really, you always need a guy that can, catch out of the backfield of a running back. Sean Payton always utilized that. Fullbacks for sure. So I like that, and I love that ATN's coming back home. I do. Is he an A running back? Because remember, we get running backs that get over 1,000 yards and does all this and that. When they get to New Orleans, they don't even get close to 1,000. Hopefully he's not one of those guys. Hopefully the offensive line is going to be good enough to open up those lanes for him to run. What about Caden Ellis, linebacker? I give him a B. And it could go higher, but right now I'm going to give him a B. Last 3 years, he's gotten over 100 tackles every season for Atlanta Falcons. That's great. Here's the problem. He's only gotten 3.5 sacks in his whole career. Through 7 years. That's got to get better. That's got to get better. Defensive tackle Ridgeway. Okay, all right. I'm not going nuts and jumping over the moon for this guy. Ridgeway gets a C. And why does he get a C? That's being optimistic. He has 0 sacks in his career. 0. Not 1 sack. It's defensive tackle. They see potential in him. Wright, the punter. I give him a B+. He's coming back home in some sorts. He averages 48 yards a punt. That's effective. You like that. 48 yards a punt. And finally, the tight end Fant, I give him a B. He's been a journeyman lately, 3 teams in 7 years. He's got 18 touchdowns. It'll be interesting to see. I hope that he's better than that. I love a good tight end. Marty, don't laugh at that. I love a good tight end who can not only catch in the red zone, but also you've usually got a linebacker on that tight end. And if that's the case, if you're a very athletic tight end, which you want a tight end to run a wide receiver route, which means you're fast enough to run a wide receiver route, linebacker won't be able to cover you. It means you got to get a cornerback to cover you. And if a cornerback has to cover you, a wide receiver is going to be single coverage or be open. And that's great. That's why Sean Payton always utilized tight ends. And it's huge. So overall, I give the free agent signing a C+. C+. When you put all those grades together and divide, I give him a C+. I think the Saints will improve in wins this year. But be aware, Jonathan, of the sophomore slump. It happens a lot with NFL quarterbacks, and I hope it don't happen with Shuck this year. Defensive coordinators usually figure out offenses just like that. I can give you several examples that has happened with great quarterbacks who had great promise. Just like that, they figure out what Shuck's weaknesses are, what he does, what his characteristics are, what is he doing here. And with this running, the way he does, I hope he don't go down with a major injury. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with the Saints. Your thoughts on the Saints free agent signing, and what do you think Shuck will do in year 2?
First off, I think the Saints did a really good job in free agency. Attacked their most glaring need first in signing that guard, David Edwards, from the Bills. He had a lot of success in New York. Also signed a contract with no voidable years at the end, so the Saints are finally out of that purgatory for that they were in the dead money salary cap situation. Travis Etienne, I think is how he says it. I think this feels like a homecoming for him. I think he feels like he's going to play with the Saints till his career is over. He's released a lot on social media, both with the Saints and personally, about being back in the state and what it means for him, how he created his own player in Madden as a Saint, and he always wanted to play a Saint. He's got a son named Saint. Just seems to be a pretty good fit for a guy who's just seeming to hit his stride in the NFL. The tight end, Noah Fant, very athletic. The Saints have been in need of a true tight end number 2. I was a big fan of Foster Moreau at LSU and pulled for the guy. Had a great story off the field, but unfortunately for the Saints, he never really was that dynamic pass catcher that we truly needed to back up Juwan Johnson, who at his first couple of catches or games, I should say, with the Saints was pretty inconsistent. So Now, what should we do with the draft? I think you can go a few different ways. I would like to see Caleb Downs at number 8. You lose Alontae Taylor to the Titans, and you need somebody to play that star position for your defense. You lose a linebacker in Demario Davis, so you pick up Caden Ellis, a guy that studied under Demario, knows the system very well, played here for years, and was very productive in the NFL, can do a lot of different things. He was a great athlete in college, played both ways, played tight end on offense. So this is a guy who's very versatile. I like this signing, a safe signing for the New Orleans Saints. Also, I would love to see a pass rusher at number 8, maybe Reuben Bain from Miami or somebody else, maybe the kid from South Carolina or Tennessee. Look, I appreciate everything Cam Jordan has done for the Saints. Unfortunately, it's not in the books for him to get an elite pass rusher deal. Now, he had a great season for him last year, but the 3 years before that, we saw a huge drop in production. You can blame that on change of position or injury bug. He was a little dinged up here and there, but whether it be the case or not, Cam Jordan is an older player in the league, not much tread left on that tire, so you're not going to really invest too much into this with such a young team.
Do you think he resigns?
So I think they're both dealing in good faith, Chris. Cam Jordan has said he's talked to a few different teams, and they're kind of waiting to see what the plan is going to be for the draft to finish out this free agency. If there was a team that was going to offer Cam Jordan, $40 million to come play for 2 years, he would have 100% signed it. He said before the free agency even started that he was open to hearing deals from all sorts of teams. He didn't have to go back to New Orleans. In fact, he released that he went back to New Orleans just to get something out of his locker for that off chance he doesn't re-sign with New Orleans. So the window's always been open, but if there was a team that was going to throw, $15 million a year to him, he would have signed that deal already. So I think the negotiations have been in good faith from both sides. Hopefully they do reach a number that works, because look, it's not all about loyalty in this game. Obviously, the fans even understand it's a business, but some guys deserve to retire in the organization that drafted him. And Cam Jordan, I believe, is one of those guys. And he gave so much to the organization, was willing to change positions to help the team on defense. When they gave Carl Granderson that big contract, then signed Chase Young, but he still was productive. So I hope they work out a deal, give him an extension, maybe a couple years. Cameron Hayward for the Pittsburgh Steelers signed a 2-year, I think $30 million deal. Hopefully it's not that high, but in the ballpark for Cam Jordan, because he's been so good for the Saints. And look, you address the running back position even further. You signed Ty Chandler, a very fast guy, ran a 4.38, I believe, in a 40, former Viking. So it looks like Alvin Kamara's time is probably also done here in New Orleans. Not sure what role he would even accept on this team. Look, he's already said he's not going to play anywhere else, so that's why teams aren't trying to, call and see if they can work out a deal. But we'll see what happens. A lot still has to take place before the draft. And very interested if the Saints, do they indulge Tyler Shuck, their new franchise quarterback, and get him that receiver out of Louisville he's been talking so much about, Chris Bell. He's probably going to be available at 8. The Saints are in need of a wide receiver. This guy's physical. He can run after he catches the ball, so that might be a fit. Not saying I think the Saints should take a receiver at number 8, but look, to answer your question about the sophomore slump, if there was ever a situation that you could feel comfortable hoping for the player not to go in a slump, it's an older rookie that didn't start every game last year, took his time to come into it, and the plays that he did make, they weren't like gimmicky, good play call plays. This guy was maneuvering in the pocket, running for his life, and still kept his eyes downfield and was able to put his body on the line to win games. Like you said, hopefully he avoids the injury, but super excited about this offseason for the Saints. It looks like they're finally committed to the rebuild, and it is going to be good to get a new wave of Saints fans get past that Sean Payton, Drew Brees era. Hey, Drew Brees back in the Dome this weekend, took an at-bat for the Savannah Bananas.
You see that?
Jackson was at the Dome. Drew Brees ran right out of left field. He was sitting right there, so that was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was very cool. Left-handed bat. Very cool. The Savannah Bananas, that's a crazy story. We'll talk about that in a moment, too. I'm glad you brought that up because I'd forgotten about it. But, I hope that, I hope he doesn't have the sophomore slump, number one. And number two, it'd be interesting to see what happens. I like the Saints' defense. I like their offense, their play calling for both sides. I think they did well. Their defense last year was good. Offensively, they still got some kinks to work out. I hope that everything works out fine. Yeah, the Savannah Bananas, first of all, seeing a baseball diamond in the Superdome is crazy. And they did a good job. I don't know if you saw that. They had a guy. First of all, Savannah Bananas were going nuts that it was in the Superdome. They look at the Superdome like an historic coliseum.
Yep.
It was awesome to see that. All the social media that they were doing, man, we're in the dome, baby. Can you believe that? They had the Superdome.
Yep.
One guy was successful, hit from home plate home runs, well, actually past home plate home runs to see if he can hit it out. And he did. But he said it's the furthest in any Major League Baseball
Yeah,
park.
440 dead center.
I mean, isn't that crazy? So, yeah, I mean, New Orleans could have done a little bit better job of putting it out. But, again,
Chris, you weren't informed then, brother. There was a waiting list for those tickets. It was like a lottery to get
I know.
in, and then you could only get 5. There was no telling where you were going to sit, but everybody paid $40.
Isn't that crazy?
You got it, dude. The Bananas are doing it right. I mean, they put on a good
I'm talking
show.
I'm talking about the field.
Oh yeah.
You could do the field a little bit better.
Yeah, I agree. Take out some seats, maybe.
Right.
Yeah, make it a little more even. Yeah, I think left
Right.
field was 300, and then dead center's 440.
Yeah, I mean, so I think that
Yeah, I agree.
Are
I agree
you
with
shocked at Savannah Bananas? Now, I've seen them on video.
Yeah.
And this and that, and I've met some of them when they're here in Baton Rouge. I think a form system of it wasn't
Yeah,
the
the
Savannah
party
Bananas.
animals or the whatever they are. Yeah.
Are you
Tailgaters.
into that? Would you go to a game?
I've been to a game, and I really did enjoy it. It's like this circus mixed with baseball. Baseball purists, I think, hate it. Like, they hate how it's like a gimmicky
I can see
dance
that.
before the pitches. But, look, it's for the kids. They put on a great show. Half the walk-up songs are, like, worship Christian songs. They have great messages. They walk out of family. So for the Bananas, whatever city they go to, they walk out of foster family to give them some acknowledgement and all the kids that they have.
Oh, wow.
They really do it right, Chris. A great organization. Whatever you think about them, just look into it. You might not be right. I know it's like a gimmicky show, and like the guys with their shirts off hitting baseballs, and you think like, oh, I don't know about these guys. But truly, the heart of the organization, the guy who runs it all, a very decent human being, and they do a lot of things right with the Bananas.
I mean, I saw a thing he did on social media. He was sleeping on floors.
Yeah.
He had no money in the bank. And all of a sudden, it just hit, and they're selling out stadiums. Like you said, now for Alec Box Stadium, I can understand if it's a lottery, but for the Superdome?
Yes, and that's
wow.
They sold out twice, Saturday and Sunday.
Unbelievable.
140,000.
That is crazy. I mean, that's being more popular than WWE.
Yep.
And they love their time. I love the way they love the Champion Square.
Oh, yeah.
The big dancing
The
they did
concert,
and the concert they did. They absolutely fell in love with New Orleans, and how do you don't? I mean, first of all, everybody criticized New Orleans on this and that. Nobody puts on a party like New Orleans. Nobody puts on events like New Orleans, period. Nobody. That includes Final Four. That includes Super Bowls. That includes college football national championships that are coming. Everything. They put on a great party, and they did again with the Savannah Bananas. Taylor Swift, and I'm not a Swiftie. I know Jonathan and Marty, you are. But she said her time in the Superdome was unbelievable. Somebody did the big friendship beads on the side of the Superdome. The way they did everything, they closed Poydras Street down for everybody to walk to the arena. It was great. They said it was absolutely great. She's had a great time, and she's doing some other kind of a show. Won't be her concert, but she picked New Orleans and the Superdome to be one of her show stops again. So unbelievable with that. All right, we come back. We got other sports to talk about. Some of the things, is it LSU basketball? What's the deal with that? Men's. We'll find out about that and a whole lot more when we come back. Right after this, we're talking sports with me, Chris Powers, and the one and only Marty, and, of course, the one and only Jonathan. See, I'm going to start calling you Shane Bieber the whole time now. Jonathan, we'll be back after this time out here on Pelican Sports TV.
We're a nation of hardworking Americans, and businesses will always be the lifeline of this great country. As a business owner, you understand the importance of your reputation. In times of uncertainty, you need a real lawyer who's serious about protecting you and your business. You need a problem solver. You need the law firm of Clayton and Fouget. Tony Clayton is a proven trial lawyer. He'll defend you and your business to the fullest extent of the law. Protect your investment and call the law firm of Clayton and Fouget today.
Hi, I'm Pro Football Hall of Famer Marshall Faulk, and we're standing here in the Tony Clayton Center, and I just want to let you know, if you're involved in any accident, please call my friend Tony Clayton, 344-7000. That's 344-7000.
Live and play on the fairway at Greystone Golf and Country Club, a serene, challenging golf destination located in Denham Springs. For tee times and membership opportunities, go to GreystonCountryClub.com.
You can't smell it, but you can almost taste it. And whether it's for a family get-together or a game day feast, having Manda in the mix always sounds good. For 3 generations, their quality meats and original seasonings have made Manda a Louisiana legend and made their family sausage Louisiana's family sausage. Manda Fine Meats, the flavor says it all.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Talking sports with me, Chris Powers, Jonathan, and Marty in the house. Mac McMahon is still the coach at LSU. Will that change? I don't know. The reason why nothing's been done yet is because simply when the Final Four happens in Indianapolis this year, and it happens everywhere, they have conventions there. Every AD, every assistant AD goes to these Final Fours. They all get tickets to the game, and they go to all these conventions. There's a coaching convention there, and they'll talk to all the coaches. They'll be talking to interest and all that. Okay, all the LSU officials will be there. Southern officials will be there, and they'll talk to all the coaches and see, is there anyone available or anyone interested in coming to LSU to revitalize this program? So don't worry. Now, they have to start getting soon now after that because of recruiting. So don't get all excited about if there's nothing done yet, and don't be shocked if LSU won't do anything yet. I mean, it's up in the air still. Tiger Woods not ready yet, but he's trying everything he can to be ready for the Masters. Goodness gracious, can you imagine if this guy played football? He has been struggling with injuries ever since that last Masters win. I'll put it easy. Ever since the last Masters win, he's had injury after injury after injury. He's doing everything he can to get ready for the Masters. I know for me, I'm a Mickelson fan, and I probably didn't appreciate Tiger Woods as much. Because I don't know about you, Jonathan, but for me, what got me upset about Tiger Woods is they kept showing the guy. He could be +7, and my guy, Phil Mickelson, is -4, and they're showing every shot for Tiger Woods and 1 every 3 shots for Phil Mickelson. It got me Tiger Woods down, but now I miss him. I miss him and Phil Mickelson big time on the PGA Tour. I don't know. LSU softball team is number 22 in the polls, 1-5 in the SEC. Well, they better get it because Oklahoma comes here March 27th through 29th at Baton Rouge. Oklahoma's been the number 1 team program for years. Well, Texas won last year. They upset them. It's going to be a big game, a big series. And Beth Torina, very world-class, like McMahon, world-class person. Question is she going to last after this year? She's the all-time winningest coach? I don't know. More than likely, it's not going to happen. With Scott Woodward, it wasn't going to happen. He was going to let her go. But I don't know. Spring practice begins at Southern. Yesterday, Marshall Faulk era now officially begins. Now, there's a lot of Southern fans that are aggravated with him because they're not seeing him enough. Now, he was at the selection show at TJ Ribbs Sunday. He was there when the women's basketball found out where they're going to be going in the NCAA tournament. So that he was there. What a head coach does, and Skip Bertman put this perfectly, and I didn't realize this until Skip Bertman said that. As a head coach, you got to be out there kissing, the babies, shaking hands. You got to be politicking out there. You got to be raising money out there. Where your assistant coach, which is Smoke Laval, that's the guy that's doing the X and O's. That's the guy that's running practice. That's the guy that's doing everything. Now, when Smoke Laval became head coach, he couldn't do all that. That's why he failed. He wanted to coach baseball. Skip Bertman coaches baseball, and he makes a decision. This is what I want you to do, Smoke. It's how I want us to play. Small ball, whatever, gorilla ball back in the day, or whatever. But he goes and does the fundraising, and Smoke Laval would coach and run the practice the way Skip Bertman would say. And he'd do it right on the deal. That's what Marshall Faulk is doing here. Marshall is out there promoting Southern University athletics and promoting Southern University football to raise money. Especially Southern needs it. Back then, LSU baseball needed it too. Their players had to build the playground for the kids and paint the outfield, do all the field and everything. They were the grounds crew. Now LSU got more money and they don't have to have that. Well, that's what Marshall Faulk is doing, trying to go around and meeting people all over. I mean, he went to the Hall of Fame event in San Francisco because he's a Hall of Famer, and he's again putting awareness down. Look at when he was announced as head coach, or the rumblings came out that he's going to be head coach. Look at all of the publicity it got. Every publication, ESPN, Fox News, CNN, even CNN, CBS Sports, everything. It was everywhere. That's raising awareness about Southern University football, and that's good, and that hopefully will keep going. So he manages the game, but his coordinators are the ones that does the X's and O's. A lot of people say there's not many coaches that do play calling anymore. Sean Payton, shockingly, has given up play calling duties in Denver. I don't know if that'll last, but anyway. So that's interesting the way that happens. But that's what you have to be. Being the head guy is totally different than being an X and O's coach for high school, sports, or whatever. For the college and ranks, it's a little different. Pro ranks is not as bad, but college, you have to raise money. You have to have awareness about your team, not only for money to come in from donators, but also awareness for players that want to come and play for you. So a lot of people taking issues with that. Pull it back a little bit. Let's see how he does on the football field, wins and losses. I still think they need to go after a quarterback. They didn't get that big-time quarterback. Hopefully they have one on their roster that they'll be able to get, or maybe late signing that will come to Southern University. I know, Jonathan, you're upset about this. The Pelicans down to 13 games left. That's it. The NBA season is almost over. Regular season, 13 games. They have a 23-46 record. Do they have a chance to win the NBA title?
I think they're going to go down in the semis.
Yeah, exactly.
No, and truly, Devontae Murray has come back from injury and looked pretty good. I mean, the Pelicans always, when it doesn't count, when it doesn't matter, they always get on these runs where it's like, where all this talent come from? How are we winning these games?
Yeah, exactly. WNBA jumps from $1.5 million to $7 million cap space now per team. That's a big-time jump, finally. That's the new deal. It's not official yet. They still have some T's to cross, some I's to dot, but it looks like that's going to happen. The WNBA will have a $1.5 million to $7 million increase for their salary cap per team. So Angel Reese stopped crying. Now she can play basketball better. Right. All right, so that'll do it. Next week we're going to talk, hopefully LSU wins. Hopefully Southern wins. Wouldn't that be nice to win in the NCAA tournaments? We'll talk more NCAA tournaments. That's where we get down to fun time with March Madness and a whole lot more. Will LSU baseball beat Oklahoma this weekend? It'll be interesting to see. We'll talk all of that next week. Talking sports with me, Chris Powers, Jonathan Marty in the house. We'll catch you next week. Have a great one, everybody. Good week to you. Bye-bye.
Rocks and fires. Tommy White with it. Johnson heads to the ball.